Well, as promised, let's get straight to our first corporate that we have on the show. We're joined by Prashant Pitti, the co-founder, EC Trip Planners, to discuss demand trends, how is things shaping up with regard to the festive season as well, if there's any kind of inflationary impact on business as well. Hi, Prashant. Good to speak to you as always. Me and my co-anchors, we were just, chatting about where are we traveling, and obviously, Ease My Trip is going to be on our radar. So let's get straight to that itself, Prashant. Tell us about volumes. How are volumes shaping up in the second quarter? And for the year on the whole, what kind of volumes will you do? Because after now a couple of years, we're having normalcy. Last year, it did around 71 lakh. This year, what is it likely to be? And are you giving any more discounts? I think all three of us are interested in that. Go ahead.
Well, firstly, thank you for having me on the show, Nigel. It's always a pleasure to speak to you. Well, at Ease My Trip, we actually recently concluded our annual sale. So unfortunately, I will have to tell you that the great festival season, which we concluded, gave great amount of discounts. So unfortunately, you'll have to miss on those discounts. But then there are, of course, some offers which are always running on Ease My Trip. We did the sales from 1st August till 10th of August. And in just those 10 days, we were able to do total business of 300 crores. So the overall sale went extremely well and was extremely well received by the customers. Overall, as a second quarter, we are still seeing the pent-up demand to kick in, even though the fares might have gone up a little bit higher because of the inflation. The demand has not stopped. So we believe that this trend is probably going to continue, and now the festival season is coming. So the demand is only going to pick from here onwards.
But you evaded the question. What kind of volumes can you do for the year? Last year you did around 71 lakh odd. So for this year, what is it likely to do? You could give us a percentage number. Will be a 10, 20, 30%. You already did 22 lakh in the first quarter. So how is that panning out? And we missed the discounts, so that's a bit of a dampener for us. But your discounts have come down lower from around 3.2% to around 2.6%. What is this number likely to, stabilize at?
I think the number which you're looking at is probably a stabler number right now. See, Ease My Trip being listed and profitable, our competitors are also realizing that there is no need to burn money. The competition is also de-anticipating the discounting pressure, which is actually good for the industry overall. So in the long run, I think that the discount, what you're seeing right now, probably is going to stabilize. For this particular quarter, it might have gone up slightly more because of our annual sales, which happens for 10 days in the first week of August. But overall, otherwise, we are extremely bullish. If you just do the annualized run rate, last year our total GMV was somewhere around 3,500 crores. For the last quarter itself was around 1,700 crores. So if you just do the annualized version of that, we are looking forward to touch somewhere around 6,500 odd crores of GMV for this year.
All right. Good morning, Prashant. Thanks a lot for joining us. This is Pavitra. So, since we're speaking about the volumes, another topic that I want to discuss is that we've seen flight air ticket charges really sort of surge, right? Do you think that has had any kind of impact on the volumes? And what is the just the air travel segment likely to clock in for this quarter?
So overall, I do not think there has been a material impact. There is some level of seasonality, which is, of course, there. Like, usually June month is probably 5 to 6% higher than the July month. That's a seasonality effect. I don't think so. That's probably have to do anything with the price surge. And also, as the airfares are getting uncapped, I think it probably will only sensibilize the pricing, because now the airlines can actually choose to decide on the basis of pure demand and supply merit, not on the basis of any constraint. I think prices are going to stabilize the way they were in the pre-COVID times. So overall, in the long run, I think it's a welcome step. We definitely needed market to find the right price rather than any government body to tell what the pricing should be.
But Prashant, where are people headed? Apparently, the share of international flights has been going down in the mix. What is your current mix right now? And, which is the more profitable mix for you?
Well, actually, of course, we make it slightly more money on the international ticketing just because the volume itself is, the ticket size itself is bigger. So even if as a percentage, the amount which we make might be similar, but per transaction, companies like us make more money. And of course, that makes us change for better for our organization. 27th of March is when actually international international, tourism really opened up. Before that, it was mostly just Air Suvidha. But then for the first quarter, we saw a lot of hiccups related to visa. Visas were not really easily accessible. Ask anybody, there was 1 month, 2 month delay in the visa process. But now that process is also getting streamlined. So I see international ticketing to come back to what it originally shaped was, at least in terms of value, not in terms of volume. It was somewhere around 66-33. And right now I see that somewhere around 75-25. So overall, I do see an upside on the international ticketing side in the next couple of quarters.
All right. What about market share, Prashant? You've been slowly creeping up in terms of market share. So could you give us what is the updated number as per your calculation? I recall it moving gradually towards the double digit. So if you could give us that. And also, are you all on the prowl? There is a competitor out there that you all have gone and overtaken. Are you looking at it? I mean, Yatra?
I cannot comment anything about that, Nigel. It's all speculations right now. In terms of market share, we are, if we combine online and offline put together, we are in the, we are north of 10 digit. And if you just talk about from the on OTA perspective, then we are the north of 20% in the terms of market share. But anything related to acquisition is part of speculation right now, and I wouldn't be able to speak much about it.
All right, and Prashant, what would the revenue mix look like now, if you can break it up between hotels, air tickets, buses, trains, all of that?
See, we have done 2 acquisitions in the past. One is related to Spree Hotels and one is YOLO Bus.
Yeah.
And both of them are picking up pretty nicely. I believe that, by the year end, we should be able to see material change coming from their businesses and adding up to eSmartTrip, which will actually make our revenue shift change from being primarily air ticket dominant to actually adding also to the hotel side. Right now, also, I believe it's somewhere around 95% of the business coming from the air ticketing and 5% coming from the non-air side.
Okay, Prashant, thanks very much for joining in, and all the very best for the upcoming year. With that, we're going to take a very quick break. Up next, Sanjay Kapoor, president of ACMA, will be joining in to talk about the auto parts industry.